Alright, so I wanted to make a short video on my experience getting the AWS Solutions Architect Associate designation. The first thing that I want to talk about is time. It took me 140 hours to get there. I don't want you guys to think it's a walk in the park. It's going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of commitment, and a lot of discipline. I started off that 140-hour journey with the practitioner level designation. Before I go any further, I just wanted to review the AWS certification landscape. It starts off at the practitioner, which is for the scrubs like me a year ago. Then it goes to the associate, then it goes to the solutions architect professional, and then there are the specialty designations. So the networking, big data, machine learning, the security ones. These ones are the expert level. Typically, you don't jump into these immediately. You sort of work your way up. If you're starting from scratch, do the practitioner. If you go online and you look at the courses offered by AWS, the AWS-led courses, and you try to go for the associate, they're going to recommend that you do the practitioner first. The practitioner gives you a 10,000-foot overview of AWS, gives you a little bit of the history and their perspective. It's very important because when you go to do the associate and you're doing the exam for the first time, you're going to be in for a surprise. So start small, work your way up. The associate level designation is for people who have 1 to 2 years of experience already. So if you're there, go and attack the associate. I attacked the associate with the help of LinuxAcademy. They offer a cloud enablement for the practitioner, associate, professional, and the specialty ones. It's the best online. The great thing about LinuxAcademy is it guides you from beginning to end. Unlike the other guys out there like a Cloud Guru, Cloud Academy, Pluralsight, or on Udemy, this is complete. It guides you all the way through. The other guys give you sort of fragmented pieces of information. Sometimes they're not complete. Some of them don't have labs. LinuxAcademy gives you everything you need. It provides 55 hours of video content. That means you get the breadth and the depth that you need to pass the exam and confidently say you know AWS. Along with that video content, it gives you practice quizzes, practice exams, and there's even a textbook. So it gives you everything you need. Obviously, as you're going through the videos, you will want to check with the FAQs and the white papers for the services that you're learning about. My approach to the whole thing was to do the videos, then to do the labs, then to do a little bit of reading in the FAQs, and then I would tackle the practice quizzes. And then I'd find where my weaknesses are, go watch the videos and read the FAQs again until I shored that up. And then I'd go do the labs for a little bit of review. And then I'd go back and I'd keep doing the quizzes until I was getting 100%. Work your way down the course. When you get to the final exam, do the exact same thing. Shore yourself up, make sure you know the material. The textbook that they offer you is really great as well because it gives you exam hints, sort of summarizes all the different services that you're learning about and provides a cheat sheet. There are other cheat sheets that are very useful as well. So I recommend going to the description below and checking them out to sort of help you learn them. Some of them have mnemonics. For instance, one of the white papers that I think you should read is the AWS Well-Architected Framework. It's AWS's methodology that they give you to help you evaluate the solutions that you're building against their best practices. The Well-Architected Framework has 5 tenets, and in fact, the whole exam is based off of these dimensions. Every single question is going to be based off of those 5 dimensions. I've made up an acronym for it. I call it PERKS. So it's performance efficiency, operational excellence, it's reliability, security, and cost optimization. This is something to remember. When you do the exam, they're going to ask you to identify the functional requirements and then find out which services meet those functional/technical requirements. That's basically the whole exam. There will be some questions on identifying things like what are those 5 dimensions, some basic questions, but they're few and far between. Most of them are based off of these scenarios that they're going to give you. As far as what services to focus on, EC2, obviously, because that's where cloud started off, right? Virtual machines. Serverless is very, very important, and I'm talking about the whole ecosystem beyond Lambda. No SNS, no SQS, know how it works with things like Elasticache and DynamoDB. Know their storage services and their databases, so ECS, things like Redshift, things like RDS, right? Know them very well. And then beyond that, know the networking components. So know VPC, know CloudFront, know Route 53, know these things very well. You will have one-off things on things like EMR and Amazon Neptune. So know those as well, but really focus on the ones that I mentioned before this. So if you review the Well Architecture Framework, you go through the LinuxAcademy course, my recommendation is do that. Make sure at least go through the quizzes and the practice exam 3 times, and then go and get the AWS practice test that they offer online. Do that practice test and it should prepare you for the exam. And if you're anything like me, you'll get a high score, 924 out of 1,000. So that, I think, is really enough. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below or wherever I put this.